Let's explore raise hands. This is a fun one. It's a 4-technique combo. We're going to pick this one up from where we ended the first section, being at the single whip. At this point, a majority of my weight was right over here on the left leg. This left foot is going to be the one that's going to turn me. I'm going to use the toes for that. So I change my weight back to the right leg, and I pick up the toe, and I turn it to face towards the front. Notice as I turn the toe, it turned my whole body. So now I want that left hand to marionette that left foot. As the foot comes up, the hand's going to come towards the shoulder. As the foot turns, the hand's going to shoot out in front of me. Showing you all of that fluidly, it would go. Now notice this right hand, it's coming right underneath my armpit. This gets it out of the way. It also sets it up so that when I shift my weight, my left hand's going to now come back underneath my armpit, and then my right hand's going to shoot out with the palm. I'm going to do that one more time, shifting my weight to my left leg. I'm going to do a block or another palm strike, and then I'm going to put my right foot and my right hand out in front of me. My left hand points towards my elbow. You'll notice in this case, when I put the foot out, I put it down on the heel. My toes are pointing up, getting ready to kick. My knee is always a little bit bent. My right hand is pointing towards my elbow. This protects my stomach. My left hand is at the elbow of the nose. This is the position of raise hands. Let's explore raise hands. So in this case, he's going to be using that same boxing 1-2 punch. I'm also going to be using a boxing technique called a slip. To help with the orientation on this, I'm going to change the angle of my single whip so you can see what he's doing and what techniques I'm utilizing. Here's the idea of the slip. If my head is over here, he's trying to hit me there. So if I don't see it in time to bring my block up, I can just change where my head's at. That puts that hand right over my ear and opens up some real estate for me to hit. Now you'll notice that as I change that position, I'm generating power. Let's use some of that power to our advantage. We're going to find the center. Tai Chi, you're always trying to find their center of gravity. In this case, the center I'm looking for is the one that lines up with his buttons. If I can get my hand on that center, I can affect his balance. So altogether, if he's trying to hit me, I change my position and I smack him right in the stomach. Now notice that put my head right over here. He's going to try to hit me with that number 2 punch. I change my position. Look at where that hand came. And look, I'm looking right over the top of his hand. Now my weight's over here on my left leg. My right leg is fairly light. I'm going to use that to change my position and do what's called a trap. I just take my hand, I push his elbow, and I push it into his body, and I try to push him a little off balance. He tries to punch at me. I can grab a hold of his elbow, and I can keep him from turning to me. I can take some of his power away with that. Once I've done that trap, I'm going to put my other hand defensively right out in front of me and point it at his nose. My right foot, I'm going to put on the heel. Notice where my toes point. If he does go to throw that punch, first thing I'm going to react with is a kick right where he doesn't want me to kick him. From there, I can have all kinds of real estate open, being able to strike along the center line. Let's explore stork spreads its wings. This one we're going to start from our raise hands position, where our right hand is high, our left hand is pointing at the elbow. I'm going to now change my position to be able to face towards the left. So to do that, I'm going to pick up my right foot. The right foot draws in, the right hand is going to marionette that. It's going to come to the bottom of my circle. From that position, I'm going to turn my foot and my body to face towards the left. I'm going to take my left foot, put it out on the toe. My right hand is going to raise above my head. My left hand is going to press down towards my belt. Altogether, the right hand and the right foot move, the left hand and the left foot move as we spread our wings. From that position, we're going to swing with the right hand. It's going to cross the body and come down. The left hand is they're going to swing across the face and come down. And that is the stork spreads its wings. That is now the inside circle wax on versus the wax off we did for single whip. Let's take a look at what that does. So in this case, my opponent's going to be reaching out like he's trying to grab me. I'm not John Wayne. I don't want to catch his hands and have a little wrestling match with him, because if he's stronger than me, obviously I'm going to lose that match. The Tai Chi concept is instead to redirect where that force is going and then to use that force against him. So in this case, I just got done fighting his buddy this way. As soon as I see movement of somebody coming from this side, I need to change my position to face it. And this is that cat stance. Remember our transition, this hand coming under, and I'm changing my feet. Now I'm in this position where if I need to, I can move, I can duck, I can jump. He reaches towards me. I'm going to push one hand down. I'm going to push the other hand up. Notice I'm on the inside of his arms. If he's trying to grab me from here, he's fighting my strength. Once I'm on the inside of the arm, it makes a really easy path for this hand to reach up, and I'm aiming for this spot right where the earlobe meets the jaw. There's a nerve back there. If you can hit it, you can actually cause them to get knocked out. Once I've spread the wings, I'm not going to use just one strike. It's a combo. I'm going to strike one ear, then I'm going to reach around and strike the other ear. That is stork spreads its wings. Let's explore left brush knee. Left brush knee begins at the end of stork spreads its wings. I'm going to have my left foot out in front, my left foot is down, my right hand is going to be facing up. As we did our stork spreads its wings, it was the right hand swinging, then the left hand swinging. This is where that left brush knee comes into place. The hand is going to pass the face. I'm going to pick up the left foot. I'm going to commit my weight forward onto the heel. As my weight transfers onto the toe, that left hand is going to brush over my left knee. At the same time, my right hand is going to come to the shoulder, and it's going to make a pressing motion. So altogether, that would look like, from the stork spreads its wings, brushing the knee with a push. Let's take a look at what that does. In this case, for the left brush knee, I'm going to have him continue his combo from a 1-2 punch into a roundhouse kick, which is a common kickboxing or even a taekwondo combo. I'm in my position of raised hands. He throws the first punch, I can block it and redirect. Second punch, I can block it, redirect. Here comes that power kick. Now, instead of being out here to be able to catch the kick, I want to step in and stop it at his knee. This is where my brush knee is going to come into play. The kick comes in, I push above his leg, and since he's on one leg, I'm going to push him off balance backwards. So altogether, it would go from my stork spreads its wings, first block, second block, here comes the kick, and now I send him down into the street. Let's explore twist step and play the fiddle. We're going to pick up where we left off at the left brush knee. My weight right now is coming forward onto my left leg. So to change my balance, I'm going to take my right leg and draw it into center. Same time, I'm going to take my right hand and I'm just going to twist it down a little bit. I change my weight to my right leg, then I'm going to bring my left foot out onto the heel. I'm going to press the right hand down and lift the left hand up. This brings me to the position called play the fiddle. It looks a lot like raise hands, but it looks like I'm playing a fiddle. Let's take a look at what that does. So as I did the left brush knee, I did a push, and Matt puts my right hand way out in front of me. If he goes off balance, he's probably going to catch it and pull me off balance at the same time. So in order to catch my balance, when he pulls me, I'm going to draw my back foot into center and get my hips underneath me. That's going to get my weight going straight down. Same time, I'm going to take my right hand, I'm going to curl it around his pinky and twist his palm to face towards the sky. My left foot's going to kick out in front of me. This could be a shin kick, and that could definitely change his mind about what's going on right now. But mainly, I want to put the heel down on the ground to be able to support power to my left hand that's coming underneath his left elbow. My leg pushes, my hand pushes in opposite directions, and that causes an arm bar, very similar to the arm bar we did earlier, but it's going upward. And that creates that motion of play the fiddle. Let's explore the second left brush knee. Picking up from play the fiddle, my left foot's out in front, my left hand's out in front, and my right hand is pointing at the elbow. I'm going to do 2 circles. My right hand is going to circle down and up. My left hand is going to circle in and down, creating the brush knee. So together, that would look like left hand and right hand circle. I pick up the knee. I'm going to commit the weight out onto the heel and transition my weight out onto the toe, creating the left brush knee. Let's take a look at what that does. We had just ended our previous technique with what we called an upward armbar, and in the Tai Chi form is referred to as play the fiddle. The idea was to get him to lift his body weight up so that I didn't have to lift it for him. This next technique is going to utilize a technique that's commonly referred to in many different martial arts as a dragon wing strike, where we're pressing on 2 places at the same time. The idea of this is if I push on his chest, I won't necessarily knock him over, I just get him to lean backwards and the stomach comes forward. If I push him on the stomach, I don't get him to fall forward, and some of that energy gets wasted in his head coming forward. So the idea of a dragon wing strike is to pick 2 different points and push both of them at the same time so that no energy is wasted. So going from the idea of this raise hands, I lift his body weight up. I want to use my body weight to my advantage, so I'm going to pick up my foot and step right behind his foot. You'll see how close that gets my body to him. As I make that step, I'm going to press into his hip, and I'm going to press into his chest. And I'll send him into the water to have a drink. Let's explore step forward, parry, and punch. We're going to pick up from the end of the second left brush knee. In this case, my left foot is forward, my left hand is low, my right hand is pushing. I'm going to be doing the typical Tai Chi walking step. We're going to do 2 steps forward. If that's challenging for you, just back up and take a look at the walking exercises. Go through the Tai Chi 2-step. That's going to get you more comfortable with moving forward and moving backward. But here's how it works. My left foot is going to rock to create a way for me to move my balance. My left foot makes my balance move backwards. Then I'm going to turn my left foot, which turns my right shoulder forward. From there, I'm going to step forward with my right foot. The heel hits, and then the toe's going to turn to the side, bringing my right back fist to the side. My left hand at the same time is going to make a palm right in front of my fist. So that's going to look like rocking the left foot, right hand makes the fist, making the step. This is a block as I twist my foot. My left foot is then going to come forward. My left hand turns palm up as my right hand rotates to create the fist. Notice that my hand comes underneath my elbow. Let's take a look at what that does. For this application, I'm going to have him make a really big punch at me with that left hand. For the step forward, parry, and punch, this is one of the more aggressive parts of the form where I am going to actively attack the weapon that's trying to attack me and then try to get to his center to do a finishing blow. I'm aiming for the solar plexus, which is this hollow spot in the middle of the chest. That's going to make him lose his breath. So if I'm in my position for my left brush knee, as he's covering some distance, I'm going to cover that distance too. It's going to make that distance covering happen twice as fast. So I rock my foot, which moves me away from him. Then I step in, and the back of my fist, these knuckles right here, are going to slam into the meaty part of his forearm. I'm trying to Charlie horse that muscle right there. The same time that I Charlie horse that muscle, this hand is going to check and push that hand away from me so I don't end up running into it. From that point, my left foot's going to kick out. It's really to catch my balance, but this could certainly be a kick to his back shin or even his back knee to get him off balance more. I'm then going to commit my weight with my left hand coming underneath my armpit, aiming right towards the solar plexus and punching through. Let's explore apparent close-up. It's called that because it copies the motions that you go through at the very end of the form. We're going to transition to this from the punch of step forward, parry, and punch. So for this one, I'm going to have my left foot forward. My left hand is going to be tucked underneath my right hand with my right palm facing down. I'm going to make an outside circle with my right fist, and then I'm going to draw that right fist over the top of the left palm. You'll notice I'm transitioning all of my weight here to my right leg. Once my hands are cleared, I'm going to bring them to my shoulder, and just like the push from earlier, I'm going to sink my weight down, forward, and up as I push. From there, I'm going to make the motion of pulling clouds from the outside circle exercises. I'm going to bring the right foot in and then step out into an even horse stance and cross my hands. From there, if you'd like to end the form, You will sit down and raise the hands up, rise and press the hands down. Then you're going to pull the sky while you bring the right foot in and press the hands in front of the body. That would be the end of what we consider the beginner section of the Tai Chi form. Let's take a look at what that does. So in our previous application, we had just finished the punch of step forward, parry, and punch. I mentioned before that anytime I put an appendage close to my opponent, they're going to want to grab a hold of it. So this circle I'm doing with my wrist is meant to make my hand wrap around his arm and get his fingers on top. This is going to twist his arm to where even if he's very strong, he's going to have a hard time holding on to my fist. From there, I'm going to use my left hand and right hand together to peel his hand off of mine like it's a banana. Then I'm going to step in real close, sit down underneath him, and I'm going to push in and up to get him to move away from me, just like the push we did earlier. That's the end of the basic Tai Chi form.